Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Tuesday to everyone. It is time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. It's our daily updates here where we talk about what we worked on today in our little VW restoration shop. So without further ado, let's talk about what happened. Just briefly though, we worked on that one. I'll talk about that and pretty much this one and a little bit of that one. So why don't we go ahead and start here, go into a little bit more detail. So not surprisingly to any of the regulars around here, Rafa continued working on this. He gets very focused and he likes to work on this car a lot. So let's see what he did. One thing he did was I had pulled the pedal assembly previously and he went ahead today and took it all apart and cleaned all the parts and everything. And as you can see, we had our paint and body guy, Rene, put very high quality automotive paint on all the parts here. And before that, Rafa disassembled it, obviously, and then cleaned everything, and then handed it off to Rene, who did all the paint work on everything, got everything looking amazing. So it's pretty much ready to go back together. And so that was one thing that he did. Another thing is, which I think is installed, yes, the ebrake handle. He took that and assembled it and installed it, and then also he restored the levers for the heater. And so you can see he went and pretty much restored using ink the labels on them, which were pretty wore out, not surprisingly. So yeah, he essentially went and filled back in those letters with ink, and then again had Rene put a coat of clear coat on them to make the lettering durable on them. So yeah, those are all restored and looking super cool. So he did that. Another thing he did was the area where the pedals go, which was previously ugly. So he cleaned that whole area up and painted it and took off and cleaned and painted the little pedal stop there. And yeah, I got this area looking nice. This area you can see a little bit of this area here, even when the pedals are in and when the floor mats are in. A little bit of it is kind of exposed if you look really hard. Obviously this carpet here is going to go down to here, but then yeah, the floor mats themselves kind of almost work around the pedal assembly, like this sound mat that we have here. So yeah, this area was just kind of rusty and dirty and ugly. So I cleaned it up, painted it, did some detailing on it and stuff with a little pedal stop there. So yeah, looking amazing, just like everything else on this beauty of a car. And then another thing that he did, which is a fun thing, is went ahead and went around and put the stickers on the car. So 12 volt sticker there. I think there's some up here on the gas tank. Yeah, there you go, with the tire pressure and some other information like that. Let's see, off the top of my head, I don't know where else this car got stickers. Well, there's probably some hidden on here somewhere. There's no engine in the car yet, so that's definitely not a place. But anyway, yeah, so we went ahead and put some of the stickers on the car. And I believe, let's see, I feel like there was something else. Oh, but I think he put on one of the breather hoses on the gas tank, which wasn't in previously. Some little odds and ends like that. So yeah, I think that was pretty much his day on this car. He also, I believe, worked on the 68 Ghia a little bit, working with Rene on something on there related to paint and body. I know what he did. So I'm using this Beetle as an example, but on Ghia's, on the deck lid, there's very much similar vents like this, and there's some sheet metal under those vents that keeps the rain from just going into the car. There's a plastic piece that goes under there too, but anyway, under the vents, and again I'm talking about the deck lid on a Ghia, there's some sheet metal that's kind of below the vents, like on the inside of the deck lid. and very hard to get in there and like sand and clean and stuff like that. So Rafa took a little handheld sandblasting gun and blasted that whole sheet metal area that is kind of exposed through the vents on the Ghia deck lid. And so then Rene could go ahead and prime that, and then when we paint it, it'll look good. Because a lot of times people don't really address that area, and usually the paint in there and that sheet metal in there is kind of flaking and stuff, and it just doesn't look great. So this way, it's all going to look brand new and amazing. Anyway, so that was Rafa's day. So I started off the day addressing the front of this car, which previously was kind of ugly. I'm talking specifically about the pan head. So I went ahead and removed the master cylinder first, got that out of the way, and then pretty much degreased the pan head. It was very gross, as they usually are, especially on the side over here where the master cylinder sits. So yeah, I spent some time kind of cleaning, scrubbing, degreasing the pan head, and then masked off the front of the body there and back here and stuff, because I wanted to retain this original paint in these areas on the body. But yeah, did that, and then went ahead and painted the pan head here semi-gloss black. So yeah, that was what I did this morning for a little while at least. And then yeah, one of those days when I spent quite a bit of time texting and emailing with customers and potential customers and stuff like that. So for me, not the most productive day ever with regard to getting things done on cars, but a little bit done here and there. But Jacob came in today, and he was here for I think like 6.5 hours, and I went ahead and had him go ahead and start tearing this guy apart. So this is the latest project to come in for a restoration. If you watch the channel, you know this. This is a 67 Beetle from the San Francisco area. Almost the original owner. He said he is not the original owner, but it's a 67 and he bought it in 67. So to me, it was new enough when he bought it. It couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 months old when he bought it. I think that counts. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think. But anyway, yeah, so we went ahead and started tearing this car down to get it ready for paint and body. So that Ghia right there, that signal orange 70 is next in line, and we've got it all, pretty much stripped down to the point where we would start paint and body on it. And so this one is next in the queue, but I didn't really have anything else for Jacob to do today. So I said, you know what, let's go ahead and start stripping this one down. We'll probably leave the windows in it just so we can keep the car closed up in the meantime, because it'll probably end up back out in our secure parking lot over there while it's, kind of waiting in the queue for paint and body. But had him go ahead and pretty much remove everything else. So yeah, indicator lights, bumpers, headlights, horn grills, all the body molding, which kind of looks like it's still on there, but that's dirt, which I thought was kind of hilarious. And that's not a VW symbol. That's a VW symbol made out of dirt. So yeah, this car sat outside for a long time, neglected, and now it's come in to get a new lease on life. But anyway, yeah, so Jacob just pretty much killed it here disassembling this car. He's really getting to be our car disassembly guy. He did most of the disassembly on that Ghia there too, and actually the other Ghia. I think he did probably most of it. So he went ahead and had him go ahead and remove all the wiring, the fuse box, etc. under here, the glove box, ashtray, pretty much everything. The gas tank is still sitting there, but it's unbolted and so on. Relays, the gauges and so on. So this car is getting pretty close to where it would start paint and body when it makes it to the front of the queue anyway. So yeah, it's a good project for Jacob. I actually worked on it also a little bit. What I did, which is not fun, but Jacob already had a lot of not fun removing like running boards. I think only 1 or 2 running board bolts broke, which is pretty good. And so, yeah, he was kind of like removing a bunch of rusty stuff, like the bumper brackets were all rusty and stuff like that. So when I decided to kind of jump in and work on this car also, I gave him a choice of whether he wanted to work on under the hood on like the wiring and stuff, or if he wanted to loosen up fenders and remove fender beading. And he said, I'm kind of over rusty bolts for the day. And so he said he would actually prefer to work under the hood. So yeah, being the nice boss that I am, I let him do that, which is a much more fun task than loosening up fender bolts and removing fender beading. So I went ahead and did that. I think 2 bolts broke on this one, and I think all the other ones were actually okay, the other 4 fenders. So yeah, pretty much this is what we do, at least in the initial stages of paint and body work, is loosen up the fenders, leave them attached to the car, remove the fender beading, and then, they're kind of held in place while Rene works on them. This fender doesn't really look like it needs much, but, this one's going to need some decent amount of hammer and dolly work here. Got some rust here. So at least for kind of the initial stages of taking him down to bare metal and stuff, it's kind of handy to have him on the car. So that's kind of our process here. And then the bolts are all loose now, and other than those couple that broke off, so pretty easy to go ahead and remove them the rest of the way when he's ready for that stage, when he actually gets there, when this car makes it again through the paint and body queue to where it's actually getting work done. But yeah, this car, it's got some rust. And not too surprisingly, I found some more as I was removing the fender beading from this fender. So let me show you guys that. Get out my flashlight here. So not terribly surprisingly, this is a very common area for them to rust. Look at that. Yuck. So yeah, that's pretty gone there. And I'm guessing there's going to be more heater channel carnage on this car as we start digging into it. So this car looks like it's going to be a body off restoration, because I think it's really going to need it, and the customer didn't seem too concerned about the added cost of doing a full body off restoration on it. So yeah, I think that's going to be the path for this one, is to go ahead and separate the body and pan. The pan, of course, will go over to our friends at Washburn's Metal, who will work their magic on the pan, and then yeah, we'll have the body up on the dolly that we use, which is made by Washburn's Metal. If anyone needs a really nice body dolly, you can get one from those guys. So yeah, this body and pan are going to come apart. And yeah, because like I said, I'm pretty sure, well, I know for sure the heater channels need at least some work up there. I'm guessing we're going to find more heater channel carnage on this car based on what I've seen. So guys, I believe that is what happened around here today. So thank you guys all for watching, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye.